Should I turn this down? Maybe I should. I'm trying my best here. Oh my gosh. Stop. Please stop. This is rough. So many things are gonna have to be edited out. I'm actually going to be ranking my expansion packs today. Oh. Hi guys, and welcome back to Azaria's Place. I'm super excited to do a Sims video finally. It's not going to be me playing yet. I don't really know what Let's Play I want to do. There's so many challenges out there, so I'm really between a couple of them, and I don't know, I want to do something really fun, but I also don't want to do something super long for my first challenge, just because, you know, it's all a learning curve. I only have 2 game packs and 2 stuff packs, so I'm not going to be ranking those because I don't have anything to base them off of. So I only have 7 expansion packs, so I'll only be ranking the 7 that I have. I don't have Island Living or Eco Lifestyle. Eco Lifestyle is this little light bulb, and it's the newest one. It looks super cool. It just hasn't been on sale yet, and I considered getting Island Living when it was on sale, but I decided I needed to not keep spending my money on The Sims for once. Discover University was actually my first expansion pack, and I gotta tell you, I loved the hairs and the outfits. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, Create a Sim items kind of trump build mode items for me. Like I feel like I spend more time, recently I've been spending more time in like renovating the homes that I find. So I do like build mode items, but I think I typically do look for the Create a Sim items more. And so I kind of am that person that puts up to 5 outfits in each category for my Sims because I love dressing them up. So yeah, I did like the hairs. I feel like this bob has gotten a good use recently. I used definitely, I think, all of these hairstyles on my Create a Sims when I got Discover University too. I think I used all of these outfits, the overalls, these boots. I think all of my college Sims that I made had these boots in a specific color. So I do love Discover University. It's just so good. And the only thing that I hate though is I do dress them up in their graduation outfits for graduation, and then they show to graduation, and then they end up putting on whatever they want. And I think that's rude. Discover University, they give you like homework and projects and papers. Yeah, I don't really use a lot of this furniture. I do enjoy the bike, and I do enjoy the kiosk. And this was a good first pack for me. I mean, I do love this. If you don't like doing a lot of work on The Sims, you're not gonna like it. It's actually the one thing that I loved about Sims Free Play was that it was more quest based, that you had to keep doing things in order to unlock more things and in order to like succeed in the game. So I did like that. Get famous. So Get Famous. The Create a Sim items, again, I don't really know what, most of them were really geared toward being costume pieces and like red carpet pieces, I feel like. Yeah, I don't really use a lot of the Create a Sim items. I don't use really any of this stuff. Maybe this couch. I think I might use this couch, but like, and this, oh, I love this coffee table actually, that's why I do love this coffee table. So that like every Sim can become famous though for literally anything. Seasons. Oh my goodness. Seasons. It's like perfect. I mean, I don't know how I played my game without Seasons, and I think that most people will argue that Seasons is probably like the #1 expansion pack. Yeah, Seasons is like, it's awesome. I mean, they had really cute Create a Sim item. Anytime the toddlers get more stuff, I'm always for it. Actually, I do get a good kick out of build mode items. I love this bed. I used it a lot. I think I've used this bed. I definitely use the water balloon fight thing. I just like having activities for my Sims to do. I think that Sims gets boring when there's less to do. So if I can, like, especially with little ones, like a lot of my Sims have big families. I will admit that these are the build items that I love because there's decorations for all different kinds of seasons and holidays. I do love that there are holidays. Cats and Dogs doesn't really get the hype it deserves, I feel like. And I literally made my friend's dog on The Sims. I mean, it's so cute. I mean, you can make literally, I think, most breed of dogs on here, and it's so fun. Like, I don't understand. As far as the Create a Sim items though, a lot of it is like farmer chic. Yeah, oh, that's so cute. There's a cat with a toast on it. As you would expect, the build mode items are really for cats and dogs. It said that my cat was spayed, and she was not. If you adopt a cat on The Sims and it says that they're neutered and spayed, double check yourself. You can become a vet and run a vet clinic. The clothing is like hit or miss. Like, it's kind of homey and like it wants to be like cat lady, but it also wants to be like high fashion and cool at times. City living, also really high up for me. I do love when I can make the Sims feel more unique, because I feel like after a while it gets harder to make them more unique, and especially in Create a Sim, when you're making a Sim, I'm not that person that adjusts their chins and their cheekbones and every bone on their face. That's not really me. So any chance to make them look unique without having to do all those really minuscule details, really I do enjoy. Yeah, and again, more like stands, food stands that you can like buy stuff from. I love that. And you can live in apartments, and there's rent. Get together. Okay, so get together is something I haven't really, I know you can DJ and like all that stuff, but I do have some Sims in clubs. Actually, that's a lie, because these outfits, I discovered these outfits for the child like recently, and I was amazed and I didn't realize. So yeah, I would say the clothes are really what gets me in this one, especially because there's more for the child, for children. Got some good stuff though, not something that I really go into and use a lot. And then get to work. I've only done the like get to work track for one of my Sims so far, and it's just a lot. It's a lot of work, so I understand why people didn't like get to work. I particularly am not too interested in occult Sims, which is why I don't have Island Living. And yeah, so aliens, not that intriguing to me, but I do think it's cool that we have them. Got some cute stuff in the build mode. I feel like most of it's like to build, you know, work area. I will say though, the plus of having get to work was the hospital. It'd be easier if I looked at them all together and then like decided from there, but it's hard. Just quickly, I want to take a look at each of the worlds that unlock with every pack that you own. So I'm just gonna load a random save and look at the worlds and just give my pros and cons of them. Create a Sim and build mode are kind of what really get me up to wanting to buy a pack, but I will admit having extra worlds is super fun, but I have really just been using the ones that already come in the base game, which are Oasis Springs, Willow Creek, and Newcrest. Just because Newcrest was completely empty, I liked building it up on my own. First, we've got Discover University. There's two different colleges. There's Foxburg and there's Brightchester. I think they're both awesome. The world's kind of fun. There's on-campus housing, which I love. You can get scholarships, and you can play on a sports team, or you can do different different organizations and clubs, and there's secret societies. I haven't found any yet, but it's a super fun time. I love Discover University. I can't say this enough. Next is the Get Famous world. So with Get Famous, it's Del Sol Valley, and I do love it. It's really not that much there. I don't really go in this world on my own, not even for the hot spots like the lounge and the museum. I don't really go there for any of that. And I do wish the studio was something I could go to all the time. I liked having the acting career, but it was super buggy for me, and I couldn't even get it to work for a long time. So that kind of pushed it down on the list for me. I felt like it was a waste of my time for a while, but yeah, the world's not as expansive as I'd like it to be. Cats and dogs. Now, it's interesting that cats and dogs, like a lot of people give it a lot of grief, but it actually has a pretty nice world to look at, I would say. I don't know, it's just fun. I think it looks kind of different. Not a lot of hotspots to go to. Like, I don't really go to any of these areas. Yeah, I mean, it's got the dog park, a vet clinic. That's really the only reason I go to this world, but it is a fun world to look at, and I like that it's different than the ones in the base games. And like I said, you can own a vet clinic. I did skip seasons just now, but seasons did not have a world. And honestly, for good reason. It gives you all 4 seasons. It gives you holidays. It's like it gives you a whole new world, because you're playing in Newcrest and suddenly it's raining and thunderstorming every other day because you have the weather constantly changing. Honestly, seasons doesn't even need a new world, and it already gets a big thumbs up for me. City living. City living unlocks San Myshuno, which honestly, if I visit any other world besides the base game worlds, it's San Myshuno. I mean, I like the arts quarter. I mean, I love going to the karaoke bars. It's a hilarious time. I definitely go to this world more than any of the other worlds when my Sims are not living in this world. I think it's so fun. It's got a lot to do, and the apartments are also super cool, but yeah, I just love it. I love the idea behind it. I love the festivals. It's a really solid pack. Get together. Windenburg, honestly, one of the more perfect worlds. It has kind of everything. I mean, The ruins are so fun to just go and hang out at. They have cafes. You can, I think, own your cafes now. You have the DJing career, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's got basically everything. I like the style of homes, and honestly, when you're walking around the world, it's so fun and it's so beautiful to look at. So Windenburg is a big plus for me. If anything, the saved get together for me. I do love going to the cafes, and I would say next to City Living, I go to this world when I'm not living in this world more often than I do any other world. And lastly, Get to Work. I would say Get to Work is pretty underwhelming as far as a world, and this is all you get. You get some retail stores. I guess it's nice that you have the retail career, just there. I have 2 tier lists. One of them is ranking the 1 through 7, and the other is ranking them how much I play them or how good of a pack I think they are. In the categories of couldn't play without, good, average, or just okay, and possibly regret buying, and then obviously I don't have 2 of the packs, so I'm just going to drop those 2 in the question mark category because I don't really know anything about them. I'm going to start at the top of couldn't play without because I think it's easier to break it down that way, but I think most people would argue that they cannot play without Seasons. If there's any pack that you should get first, Seasons. Was not a letdown for me. I love the holidays. I might have said earlier, but most of my Sims have large families, so I like being able to have them all over for Harvest Fest and Winterfest, and it's super exciting. Also, up there with me, Discover University. I love this pack. I can't really say anything bad about it. Unless you're not into working a lot, Discover University is not the pack for you. There's soccer, there's esports, there's the brainiacs. I mean, there's so much stuff to do on campus, and it's super fun. The build mode items and the create a sim items for me are top tier. I use that stuff a lot also, and I do love that when you get out of college and you go into a field that is related to what you got your degree in, you get an increased pay. So I do enjoy that. As far as just a good pack for me, I think it's got to be City Living. I think City Living is a good pack. I think it makes my gameplay more realistic. I love the karaoke bars. I love everything about it. It's only just good for me because I do think I could play without this. I don't really need the festivals. I don't really go to them if I have a lot of stuff going on, whereas I can still do the holidays when I have a lot of stuff going on. It's a nice additional pack. It's something I needed, but it's something that I enjoy having. As far as just an average pack, I would say Cats and Dogs, pretty average. That I think a lot of the complaints are revolving around previous versions of Sims had horses and other animals, and this is just Cats and Dogs. Our average pack for me, I would have to say, is Get Together. I think Windenburg really saved this pack. I think I don't really need the create a sim and build mode items that much. And yeah, the clubs are okay, but they are kind of one of those things if you have the time to do them. That leaves Get Famous and Get to Work in the okay, possibly regret buying category. And honestly, Get Famous, I don't love that everyone can become famous at the drop of a hat, and I don't love how buggy it was and how much it takes. And honestly, if I could go to the studio lot whenever I want, I would probably like it more. And it's kind of the same thing with Get to Work. I love the hospital, but I can't go to the hospital whenever I want. But I do like having the birth certificate, so they're just okay for me. You can still have your Sims children without going to the hospitals. It's not a necessity. Yeah, and I would say that I probably use that stuff, build mode, create a sim-wise, the least. In my opinion, they're 2 of the weaker worlds. For me, at the bottom, I think out of the 2 I put in the bottom, the weaker one is Get to Work. I think the world is just kind of sad, which means that Get Famous would have to be 6 for me. And then I think Cats and Dogs. I do love it. But I don't get as much out of it as I feel like I do Get Together. I think as far as the worlds, Windenburg is what kind of takes the cake, so I think I have to put Windenburg above Cats and Dogs. Next, it has to be City Living. I think it's a beautiful world. It has more to do, more activities. I always love activities, and it's more eclectic. It's more vibrant, and I think it stands out as a world. I want to put Discover University first, but I think that's just me being biased, but I do love this pack. I don't have many complaints about it. Seasons is undeniably kind of the best pack, just because you get a fuller world experience no matter what world you're in and no matter what packs you have. I think it's a good first pack because, like I said, if you don't even have any of these other packs, Seasons will make your game feel more real and more lived in and more realistic. So on to the show tune spotlight. So if you didn't watch my Hamilton video, I didn't do a Hamilton song, just because I'm thinking that I'm kind of satisfied with this tier list. The show tune spotlight is actually going to be Satisfied from Hamilton. I did a Hamilton video earlier this week, but I decided not to do a Hamilton song for my show tune spotlight, so I've saved it for this episode. Music Book and Lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda. If you want to know more about my opinions or general opinions on Hamilton, make sure you check out that video. I'll link it in the description below. And if you want to find me on the gallery, I'll try to upload more stuff on there. EAID is right here for you to find me on the gallery. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you, and be kind.